All right, let's talk Michigan recruiting. We had Michigan flip updates. Steve, the Wolverines defeated Wisconsin in, I don't want to say dominating fashion, but that game was never in doubt. So let's talk about some of these top flip targets that enjoyed this one. Linebacker Nick Abrams, linebacker Braylon Hodge, in corner Jamarian Vincent were the primary names that I want to talk about here.
Yeah, absolutely. All three had a great visit to Michigan's campus. Hodge and Vincent took officials. Abrams, it was an unofficial because he took his official to Ann Arbor during the summer, but this was his first game experience inside the big house. I think Michigan still has work to do with Nick Abrams. He tells me that Georgia's still his leader. It's where he's committed. He's going to return to Athens for the Ole Miss game. He was at the Alabama game. Loves Georgia, Coach Schumann and that staff. But Michigan's a program that checks a lot of boxes for him as well. And that's what's keeping him afloat. And then obviously we're in a modern recruiting era. So maybe Michigan can still has runway to make a move in the recruitment of Nick Abrams. But he loves what they offer on and off the field. He's a high academic kid. It's just Georgia that continues to set the pace. Braylon Hodge, he's looking at Oregon, Texas, Missouri. He's committed to Michigan State. The great thing for Michigan, this is his visit to Michigan. He had a fantastic official visit, loves the tradition, loves the style of play, loves the way they develop guys defensively, loves the way they play schematically. He's got a chance to watch Michigan again later this season when he goes back to Michigan State to watch Michigan State play Michigan. So tremendous opportunity to see them twice. He's got Oregon coming up, Missouri, going to go back to Texas for a second time this fall. So Michigan State's got their hands full to keep Hodge in the fold. Michigan is one of those programs giving him a lot to think about. Jamarian Vincent committed to Baylor, Rivals 300 player. Michigan offered less than 2 weeks ago, quickly gets him to campus. He talked a lot about the culture, just how Michigan develops you as a man, and really enjoyed his conversations with the Michigan coaching staff, felt very comfortable around them. It goes without being said that Michigan does a great job of scheming in their defensive backs to play at a high level and then developing them for the NFL. But he just really enjoyed being around the people at Michigan. So we'll see where that takes them. So Michigan hosting those three 2026 as they look to have a second straight top 10 recruiting class.
Before we move to Charles Woodson Jr. and the intel there, what other 2027 names did Michigan make a move with? And so you put in a new prediction as well.
Yeah, quite a few 2027s with offers from Michigan. Go to rivals.com, go to our Michigan sites to read more about them. But I'm going to focus on three in-state guys, Josh, the top three players in the state, receiver Dakota Garant, edge rusher Ricardo Kitchen, and tight end Anthony Cartwright III. Dakota Garant, Michigan's one of the front runners in that recruitment, but it's going to be an absolute battle to sign him with places like Ohio State, Oregon, certainly prominent in that recruitment. Ricardo Kitchen, I logged the prediction for the Wolverines to land the 4-star in-state prospect who's been to Ann Arbor a bunch. He loves the way that Michigan staff communicates with him, makes him feel like a priority, talks to him about stuff that's not football related. He feels like those are guys that really care about him. He's also high on Penn State and Wisconsin, but I think it's going to be hard to pull him out of the state of Michigan. We'll see what happens. And then Anthony Cartwright III, really emerging as one of the top tight ends in the Midwest. Michigan is the Rivals prediction machine favorite. They got their hands full with programs like Miami and LSU in the mix, but he had a great visit to Michigan's campus and loved the environment, loves how they continue to dominate, he said, and loves the way that the players play for each other. So Michigan's going to have a great shot to land him. And obviously they're a place that values the tight end, just had another first rounder at the position here in the most recent NFL draft.
All right. One of the fun stories we covered last week on Michigan was Charles Woodson Jr.'s recruitment heating up with the Wolverines. And this weekend, he visited with his pops. It was cool to see them on campus as a recruit. I'm sure he's been to campus many times. But, Steve, after the weekend predictions are rolling in, you're one of them. Are we expecting this to end soon, or is this more of a projection moving forward?
I don't know what his timeline is, so projection for sure. But he said it was electric at Michigan, loved being there for homecoming, which was obviously homecoming for his dad. Yeah. He loves how straight up the coaches are. Look, this is the kind of culture and environment that they're looking for. So it's going to be up to another program to prove that they got a better atmosphere environment to develop Charles Woodson Jr. I mean, Michigan's got an NFL scheme led by Wink Martindale. They got a track record. They're playing at a high level. they're competing for Big Ten titles and playing in the biggest games on the biggest stage for a fan base that absolutely reveres that family. So I think they're setting the tone. It'll be up to somebody else to change that. And this visit this weekend just added another layer to why Michigan's in a great position.
All right, Michigan fans, who do you think the Wolverines have the best shot at flipping from guys that were on campus? Was it Nick Abrams, Braylon Hodge, or Jamarian Vincent? We want to hear from you. Put it in the comment section below.